Hey Pointers, I'm Derek Tritz with your SPTV News. This week, Stevens Point elections, Women's History Month book, and March Madness. All this and more when we return. Election season is right around the corner here at UWSP. All UWSP students will be able to vote for a presidential and vice presidential candidate team and a senatorial candidate. The presidential candidates are their vice presidents are Ben Koenig for president with Ashley Authman for vice president, Julia DeAngelis for president with Brody Arola for vice president, and lastly Grace Witt for president and Matthew Roger for vice president. The senator candidates are Maverick Delane, running for seat of the CPS, Sarah Ashley, running for a seat in the COFAC, and Morgan McCoy, running for a seat in the College of Letters and Science. Ballots will open March 10th at noon and voting ends March 16th at noon as well. All students will receive an email with a link to the ballot on Spin. The Stevens Point general elections are coming up. The positions up for election are Mayor of Stevens Point and Stevens Point School Board member. Current Mayor Mike Wiza and candidate Melissa Johnson will face off for the 4-year term of mayor of Stevens Point. Wiza looks to be reelected to his 3rd term of mayor. Meanwhile, challenger Johnson has served on the Stevens Point Common Council since 2016. The Stevens Point School Board will see at least one new face as 6 candidates face each other for 3 open seats. Looking to return are current members G. Pope and Chris Scott, whereas newcomers Alex Sommers, Miguel Campos, Ted Kowalski, and Robert Larson hope to snag a seat on the board. Elections will take place in Portage County on Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. 53-year-old Gary Foster of Judsonia, Arkansas, stands accused of stealing more than $6,000 worth of merchandise from a Quick Trip in Plover, Wisconsin. Surveillance footage showed Foster grabbing a duffel bag, removing the tag, and leaving the store only to return an hour later and putting a squeegee down his pants. He returned 6 hours later, grabbing another duffel bag, removing the tag and filling it with CB radios, Garmin GPS units, a wireless headset, rubber bands, and more. Court documents say the suspect returned to the store another 20 minutes later and shoplifted even more electronic devices and left once again. Foster is expected to be formally charged on March 27th.
Hey Pointers, I'm Ashton Parker with your SPTV Sports. It's finally March, so bring on the madness. After an epic WIAC championship game win over UW-Eau Claire, the UW Stevens Point Pointers now get ready to begin the NCAA tournament run on Saturday against number 15 Augsburg. This isn't the first time these two teams have played one another. Back on January 7th, these two teams played each other in a game that saw the Pointers dominate the Augies 4-0. But let's not get too fixed on the past. Both of these teams are completely different since they last met. UWSP is the WIAC regular and postseason champion, and Augsburg just went on a run through the MIAC conference tournament to punch their ticket to the tournament. You can watch the game this Saturday, March 11th, starting at 6:55 p.m. right here on SPTV's YouTube channel. The Milwaukee Bucks continue their incredible stretch of play with their 47th win of the season coming on Tuesday against the Washington Wizards. Giannis continues to torch the league, averaging a double-double each night with a 31.2 points per game average and an 11.9 rebounds per game average performance. With a 6.5 game lead over the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Central and a 2-game lead over the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference, the Bucks look to continue their hot streak this Saturday against the Golden State Warriors. Well, the Wisconsin men's basketball team potentially saw their March Madness dreams float away after they suffered a 65-57 loss at the hands of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State came out on fire, scoring 36 points in the first half and holding the Badgers to only 18 first-half points. The Badgers, however, started to make a run in the second half. After trailing by as much as 27 points, Wisconsin was able to claw their way back and bring it to a deficit of 5. But it was just too much to overcome as Ohio State was able to pull away. All Wisconsin can hope for now is that their success earlier in the season can result in a second consecutive NCAA tournament bid. That's all the sports I have for you. Now back to Derek.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. If you want more SPTV content, check out our YouTube page. As always, stay safe and have a great night.